This is the PlayStation Portal. And in today's video, we're going to talk about what the PlayStation Portal is, what's good about it, what's not so good about it, and who it's made for to help you determine whether or not it's worth grabbing. Let's start by talking about what the PlayStation Portal is. Portal is PlayStation's remote play device, and it launched on November 15th of this year, 2023, and currently it retails for $199.99 plus taxes. Now, if you're familiar with remote play, there are a number of different ways that you can do PlayStation Remote Play, such as using a device like the Backbone or set up PlayStation Remote Play on your Steam Deck, and there's just numerous ways you can do it. This device is specifically dedicated to that sole purpose of just doing remote play without having to do like all the extra frills and all the extra tech setup behind the scenes. Next, I want to talk about a couple of good to know things about this device right out the gate. So the first thing is going to be that the PlayStation Portal only works with PlayStation 5, meaning you have to have a PlayStation 5 in order for this thing to work. If you've got a PlayStation 4 or anything before that, sorry, but it is just not going to work. The second good to know thing here is that you don't need to be on your home's Wi-Fi network in order to use it. Now, while it is recommended and you'll probably get the best experience by doing so, you technically can use it on a plane, on hotel Wi-Fi, at a cafe, wherever there's internet, this should work. Now, I personally haven't tested this, but that's how it's supposed to go. The third good to know thing is there is no Bluetooth headphone support. Now you can use wired headphones because there's a headphone jack. You can't use like AirPods or any other Bluetooth headsets with this. Sony is working on their own headset as well as a set of earbuds that will be compatible with the Portal, and those will work wirelessly, but it's gonna be based on their own like proprietary software. By the way, hi, if you're new here, my name is Jay, and I am a cozy casual gamer, content creator, and brand manager in gaming. And on this channel, I mostly focus on cozy, casual, indie, and story-driven games, and I also provide coverage on gaming handhelds and tech for those who don't want a super technical review, but just want to know what's cool about an item to determine whether or not it's worth buying. With that, let's go ahead and dive into the things that I think are cool about the PlayStation Portal. The first one is that it has an 8-inch LCD screen. Now, while this is by no means an OLED of any sort, it does look very clear and provides a good gaming experience. The second thing that I really like about this device is that it's perfect for cozy couch and bed gaming. So for those that don't want to sit directly in front of the TV and play their games, this is perfect for that. The third thing that I think is really cool about this device is that it only has one job. And because its only job is to be a remote play device, it does it very well. The next thing is I love the ergonomics of this device. Because it is basically built like a PlayStation controller, it is really great to hold for longer periods of time without my small hands feeling too uncomfortable. They did a really good job of, while it is a bigger device and bigger than your average PlayStation controller, it still feels very good to hold in hand. Next up is the battery life. So I don't typically play super long gaming sessions, but on the offshoot that I'm playing a longer session of Baldur's Gate 3 or something like that, it is great for like maintaining a decent amount of battery life. Now, that's not to say that there aren't times where I'll have to plug it up, because that surely has happened. Some good things about that are, one, I haven't noticed the device heating up a ton when I do have to plug it up. And the second thing is the location of the USB port, which not sure if you can see, but it's basically about right here. It just slides right on in there and it hangs down from the back. So that means the cable's not in my way. It's not awkwardly right here or awkwardly up here where I'm having to hold it on crazy angles. So that's also something that I can appreciate about it, is if I do have to play it plugged up, it's at least convenient. Now let's dig into some of the downsides of this device. So the number one thing I would say is a downside to the Portal is the fact that you have to have a PlayStation 5 in order to engage with it. I feel like that really limits the accessibility of the device, and if you only have like a PlayStation 4 or whatever, you're just basically, you can't play with it. Second thing that I'd say is a downside. Well, I'll say it's a potential downside because for me, it's not really a big deal, but it could be a deal breaker for some people. This device only does remote play. There's no streaming, there's no Netflix, there's no frills, there's no nothing. This is purely just a way to teleport your games from your PlayStation to this device. And at $200, that could be a deal breaker for some people. It's a little bit of a niche, kind of like luxury item. But for me, I can appreciate a remote play experience with nothing else, so it works for me. The third downside that I would say is the fact that there's no Bluetooth support, and this is kind of a big one. Now, while I do have every intention to pre-order the buds just because I like them, I think they look cool, and I want to have that experience, I wish that it didn't come down to having to pre-order either their headset or the buds to be able to do that, when I have tons of other headsets and AirPods and all that other stuff that I should be able to use, especially when I'm paying $200. Then the fourth and final thing that I would say is a downside for this device is, while I mentioned the ergonomics are great, it's comfortable to hold, love that, this is a long device. Now, it doesn't feel as big to me as the Steam Deck did, but it is still kind of long, and it eats up a lot of real estate, and therefore I'm not really sure how much I would take it out of the house. So now this brings me to, who is this device for? So the PlayStation Portal is a very niche device, and with that comes a much smaller group of people that this is going to be a fit for. The first group will be PlayStation 5 owners who want a convenient and reliable way to play their PlayStation games from anywhere other than in front of their television. Then the second group that I would say this is for is basically just handheld enthusiasts who own a PlayStation 5. I can't really say that it is super recommended outside of those groups because you really have to want just a remote play device in order for this to make sense at the price point that it's offered at. Now, if you're just a handheld enthusiast and you're like, oh, I'm gonna buy a PlayStation 5 and grab one of these because you've got money like that, cool, love that for you. I think it'd be great. But is it a device that I would necessarily buy a PlayStation 5 for just so that I could have? So that's kind of my take on who this device is going to be good for. Now, that being said, I am the perfect target audience for this device. I already had a PlayStation 5 and just really wanted a nice way to be able to play remote play without having to like tinker with my Steam Deck, but then like also not wanting to use my backbone and like eat up my phone battery or like tie up my phone because I'm playing a game. Like it was too much. So this is the perfect kind of device for me. If you're just somebody who already has a PlayStation and wants to like have this thing for a matter of convenience, then it is totally worth that. I did purchase the Portal with my own money, and I think I'm gonna get a lot of use out of it. I wasn't really sure about it, to be honest, when I first bought it. I was a little nervous that I was gonna hate it and return it, but as I've had more time to kind of get adjusted with it, it's a gorgeous device. Like, I love all of PlayStation's aesthetics, so like, sign me up, you got me there. But like, the functionality of it is actually good, and it works well, and I'm pretty happy with it. I do hope to see like a wider availability of Bluetooth support for this device. I think that given the current state of it and what it does and how it functions, it's already quite inaccessible, and this just really limits it even more. So it'd be cool to see some Bluetooth support later on down the line so that you're not bound to having to purchase more products in their ecosystem. So, what are your thoughts on the PlayStation Portal? If you own one, how are you feeling about it so far? And if you don't, do you think this item is a purchase or a pass? Let's chat about it below in the comments, and until then, I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!